Today I'm going to demonstrate a wire twist. This is used to connect two objects together, and it acts kind of like a clamp. So I'm going to take a piece of wire and I'm going to twist it in a haywire twist like this. And I do a couple of wraps with the haywire twist, and now I take a set of pliers and I grab the wire twist at the top and I keep twisting like this. And I'm grabbing at the top of the wire twist. You can also grab at the bottom, but I think I get a better result when I grab at the top of the wire. And I just keep twisting, and as I twist, it keeps tightening the wire. You want to have the wire as tight as you want it. If you tighten it too much, the wire will snap. So you just, at a certain point, you stop. One of the benefits of wire is that it doesn't stretch. So now I just keep tightening it, and you can see this wire is quite tight around this piece of wood. And there's a lot of applications for this, for using wire twist. This is a close-up of the pliers. See, I'm just grabbing and I'm twisting. And it's tightening the wires the whole time. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold the twisted wire down, and I'm going to hit it with the pliers a little bit. And this keeps the wire out of the way because it's sharp, and it stops it from snagging on stuff. So there's your wire twist, and it didn't take long to do this. Now I'm going to show how you do a wire twist and you connect two pieces of wood together. You could use this for really any type of object, but I've chosen wood. And here is the wire. This is thicker wire, and this is soft wire. So it's not very springy. It's a little bit springy, but not very springy. Now I cross these two together. Now I just go and I wrap the wire around like that. A couple of times. I use too much wire in this case, which doesn't really matter that much, because now I have two ends. Again, you want the wire to wrap around, both pieces of wire to wrap around each other. Now I'm going to cut off the wire using the side cutter function on the pliers. Many pliers have this wire cutting part to the pliers. And now I have the two pieces of wood. Now I'm going to take the pliers and I'm going to grab the wire closer to the bottom in this case, because I want to go fast. If you grab the wire near the bottom, it will twist quicker, but it might not be as strong because the top of the wire won't be as twisted. So you just keep twisting, and in a couple of seconds the wire is twisted tight. That didn't take very long at all, and I'm tightening it. With each twist it makes it tighter, and I'm going to stop at a certain point, because if I twist too much, the wire is going to break. So you can touch the wire and you'll be able to feel if the wire is tight or not. It'll feel very hard, and it won't bend at all, or very little, because it's under so much tension. There you go. There you got a nice twist there. Now I keep twisting the wire with the pliers, and I touch it with my fingers, and I can see that it's quite tight. It's very straight, and it barely moves when I touch it with my fingers, and it barely bends. That's how you can see if it has a lot of tension on it. Now I'm going to take the pliers and I'm going to clip off the twist like this, just with the side cutter function of the pliers. And I'm going to take the pliers and I'm going to use them a bit like a hammer and sort of bang down the wire a little bit like that, so that it's out of the way, and because it's very sharp, so that no one gets snagged on it or gets hurt by this little piece of wire. You can also use the pliers and fold it right down if you want. Now I'm going to do another similar connection. I'm going to use a series of these connections to fasten this piece of wood together. So now I'm going to clip the wire again with a side cutter function, and I'm going to put the wire underneath the wood. I'm going to put it on top. I'm going to twist it tight like this. It's basically a haywire twist, and the pieces of wire are wrapped around each other. You shouldn't have one piece of wire wrapped around the other. They both have to be wrapped around each other evenly. So now I grab the wire at the bottom because I just want to do this real fast. And I do a couple of twists like that, and the wire is getting tighter. You can see there's this little coil at the bottom where the wire starts to wrap. Usually when you don't get the wire perfectly even, you get this little sort of a coil, and you just have to stop twisting the wire at a certain point or it will break. Now I clip the wire twist and I push it down using the pliers. I can move it to the side. I can grab it and squeeze it and maneuver it with the pliers, and you can see that the second one is in place. Wire doesn't stretch, so that's a nice function of wire. But if you bend it enough, it's going to break. Now I'm going to twist this here. Now I'm going to grab the wire near the bottom again, and I'm going to start twisting like that, and this is tightening the wire, and soon I'm going to have a third piece of wire in place. In this case I'm using the wire kind of like a clamp, and it's going to hold the two sticks or branches together. I just keep twisting until the wire is tight. Now I'm going to clip off the wire like this, or clip off the twisted wire closer to the stick so that it is a little more streamlined. I'm going to use the pliers to pinch the twisted wire into place a little bit, like that. And I'm going to hammer it down a little bit, or push it down with the pliers. You can use the pliers for a variety of different purposes. And there's your connection. That's not too bad. That's just using 3 pieces of wire to connect 2 branches together. You could use this for lots of other things too. It's a relatively strong connection. It's not near as strong as the strength of the wire, but it's still pretty strong. So, because when you twist wire, I think it weakens it a little bit. So now you take the hammer and you can sort of hammer the pieces of wire down. Now it's nice and streamlined, and it's pretty good. There's the connection. It's made of 3 pieces of wire. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some electrical tape and I'm going to wrap the electrical tape on top of the wire. You could just use electrical tape to make this connection, and of course you're stretching it a little bit as you're applying it, or you can use wire and electrical tape. What the electrical tape does is it kind of holds everything in place because it's a tape. It has a glue to it, and it also stops the pointy wire from snagging on anything, say on your hands or on clothes or whatever. So the more wraps you put around an object of electrical tape or wire or whatever, the stronger the connection is. It just the strength just multiplies. So if you have 1 or 2 wraps, it's not very strong. If you have 20 wraps, it's much stronger. So you just keep layering the tape, moving back and forth, and wrapping it. And that is adding a connection. So in this case, I'm using 2 types of materials to connect the wood together: the wire, which has no stretch, and the electrical tape, which has a lot of stretch. I could use just one or the other too. See, and I'm making sure that I lay down lots of wraps of electrical tape, and this strengthens the connection. It works very well. I just keep wrapping and wrapping, and the whole time that I'm wrapping, the electrical tape is applied under tension, so it's slightly stretched when I'm applying tape. You can see how I'm holding it in my hand. I'm tensioning the tape as I am twisting or wrapping the branch. You can use this on a hockey stick. You can use this technique on lots of different things, the electrical tape wrap technique. See, and now I just stretch and break the tape, or I could just cut it too. And now I take the tape and I fold it down a little bit like that, so that I can grab it quickly the next time. There, now you have a nice connection like this of electrical tape and wire. And that's relatively strong, and you can see it doesn't take long to do once you're fast at it. It only takes a couple of minutes. So it's a very versatile skill to have. That's what it looks like. Now you've got a nice connection, and it doesn't really take too many tools to do this. So you can see the layers of electrical tape, and they're all stretched and applied under tension. Like that. And there's the twisted wire. You can see it's covered with electrical tape, so it will not snag or poke anyone. When wire is cut, it usually has a sharp end, so just be careful. You can see here, this is what the connection looks like. Just need some tape, some wire, and some pliers to do this. Now I'm going to show you how to do this to connect 2 sticks at right angles. This is not a really secure or strong connection, but it's very quick to do this, and it's sometimes quite handy to know how to do this. So I'm just twisting some wire, and the sticks are laid across each other at right angles, and the wire is diagonal across the sticks. You can see now I just do a couple of twists, and I clip off the ends as before. And now I take the pliers and I tighten the wire. I just twist it and I tighten it. And this should work really well. It's very quick to do this, and it's quite effective. You can see this just takes a couple of minutes to make a connection like this, and it takes very little skill. It's just twisting wire. Now I'm grabbing the wire near the base because I want a fast connection. See there, it's relatively tight. Now I'm going to use another piece of wire to hold the sticks in position. So the two pieces of wire are going to make an X. But first I'm going to clip the twisted wire as before and bend it down, and that's the result. I'm going to flip it over. You can see that's how it looks. This isn't going to hold the sticks together very well because I need another piece of wire to cross over this wire twist. So the wire twist makes an X. The two wire twists together make an X. So I'm just twisting the wire with my hands first. I'm going to grab near the bottom of the wire like this. I'm going to clip the ends off using the side cutter function of the pliers. And now I'm going to grab near the bottom of the wire twist, and I'm going to keep twisting. And you can see the wire is tightening, and when you have two loops attached this way, they kind of hold the branch in place. Together the two loops make an X shape, so you're tightening really from both sides. Now I'm twisting some more, and the connection is getting tighter. I just keep on twisting the wire. Now I'm going to take side cutters and I'm going to clip the twisted part of the wire, maybe halfway, like that. You have to leave enough twists in place that the connection is strong. So a couple of wraps definitely. Now I use the pliers and I push the wire down. I hammer it down in place using the pliers. And that's what it looks like at the back. See, it makes an X. The front, it also makes an X. And there I have a connection, a right angle connection. So I connected two branches at right angles using wire, using this very simple technique. Now I'm going to use side cutters, and I'm just going to cut the wire off. So just to show how easy it is to actually take the wire off too, you just take some side cutters. Now I'm going to show you how to use a wire bender to bend wire. This is a really good tool. See, I can just use the little posts and I keep bending the wire. I just make little movements, and I can do a right angle bend like that, or I can use the round part to make a round bend in the wire. Now I have a round bend in the wire. It's a handy tool. It's quite useful, and you can use it in a lot of different ways. It's very nice when you need to shape wire, because you can do it pretty accurately using this type of a tool. A lot of working with wire is just bending the wire, because it's different than rope or cord, because wire needs to be bent because it's a bit stiff. That's kind of what the wire bender looks like, and you just put the wire between the posts and then you bend. So if you make little movements like that, bend a little, move the wire a little bit, you can make a nice round bend like that very quickly and very easily. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.